What if your next phone charger wasn't a wall outlet, but you imagine never hunting for an electrical socket again because your own body is a living, breathing power source? Get ready to discover how cutting-edge science is transforming human metabolism, blood glucose, and even sweat into the electricity of tomorrow. This isn't just a wild idea from a sci-fi movie. It's a rapidly developing field of science that could fundamentally change our relationship with technology. We're on the brink of a revolution where our bodies become the ultimate portable power stations. Imagine charging your phone with the rhythm of your heartbeat or the energy from your last meal. Sounds impossible, right? But it's not. For decades, we've been tethered to walls, to power banks, to a grid that dictates where and when we can use our devices. But what if we could break free from that? This isn't just about convenience, though the idea of a phone that never dies is pretty amazing. This is about a monumental shift in how we think about and generate energy. We're about to explore the astonishing real science that is turning the human body into the ultimate renewable, sustainable, and personal power source. So, forget everything you know about batteries, because the future of power is literally inside of you. Let us start with the engine that is running right now inside every single one of us, our metabolism. Your body is a masterpiece of biological engineering, a tiny, incredibly efficient chemical power plant that's constantly at work. Every time you eat, breathe, and move, you're generating energy. This process, called cellular respiration, breaks down glucose from the food you eat to create ATP, the molecule that fuels your cells. But like any power plant, this process creates byproducts, or what scientists see as metabolic waste. For example, when you exercise intensely, your muscles produce lactate, and there's always a certain level of glucose present in your bloodstream. For years, these were just seen as biological markers. But now, visionary researchers are seeing them for what they really are: fuel. Scientists are developing what are known as biofuel cells. These are miniature devices, sometimes smaller than a grain of rice, that can be implanted in the body. They work by using enzymes to oxidize substances like glucose or lactate. This chemical reaction releases electrons, creating a steady electrical current. Think about the implications. A diabetic patient could have a glucose monitor powered indefinitely by their own blood sugar, sending real-time data to their doctor without ever needing a battery change. Pacemakers, which currently require invasive surgery every 5 to 10 years to replace their batteries, could be powered by the very heart they're helping to regulate, potentially lasting a lifetime. It's a closed-loop system, a perfect synergy between biology and technology. Where our own internal chemistry powers the devices that keep us healthy, this isn't a distant dream. Labs around the world are already creating and testing these tiny powerhouses, proving that the unseen power within us can be harnessed. But our internal chemistry isn't the only source of power our bodies offer. Let's talk about something a little more visible: sweat. You might think of it as just a way to cool down, but your sweat is an electrolyte-rich liquid. It contains ions like sodium and potassium, and when these ions are put in contact with certain materials, they can generate an electrical voltage. Researchers have developed wearable, flexible sensors, almost like temporary tattoos, that are essentially sweat-powered batteries. Imagine going for a run and not just tracking your fitness, but also generating the electricity to power that very tracker. These devices could one day power small electronics, like a low-power display on your sportswear or even your wireless earbuds, all fueled by your own physical exertion. The harder you work out, the more power you generate. And it doesn't stop with sweat. Every move you make is a potential source of energy. This is thanks to something called the piezoelectric effect. Certain materials, like specific crystals and ceramics, generate an electrical charge when they are squeezed or pressed.
Ow.
Imagine weaving these materials into the soles of your shoes. With every single step you take, the pressure of your foot hitting the ground would compress these materials, generating a small but continuous electrical current. While one step might not generate much, think about the thousands of steps you take every day. Over time, that adds up. This kinetic energy from your footsteps could be captured and stored. Trickle charging your phone as you walk to work, or powering GPS trackers without ever needing a plug. Even the sounds around us, and the sound of our own voice, hold untapped energy. Tiny vibrations in the air are a form of kinetic energy. Scientists are experimenting with piezoelectric nanogenerators that are so sensitive they can capture the energy from ambient noise or even the vibrations created when you speak. These could be integrated into our devices to constantly harvest this background energy, providing a steady, low-level charge that keeps our gadgets topped up. It's about scavenging energy from every possible source, turning our daily activities and even our environment into a perpetual power supply. Now, as incredible as all this sounds, we have to be realistic. We're not going to be plugging our laptops into our arms tomorrow. While the potential of biobatteries is immense, there are significant hurdles to overcome before they become a mainstream reality. The first major challenge is efficiency and power output. The amount of electricity generated by current prototypes is still very small, measured in microwatts or milliwatts. That's enough to power a tiny sensor or a low-power LED, but it's a long way from the several watts needed to charge a smartphone at a reasonable speed. Researchers are working tirelessly to improve the efficiency of these fuel cells and energy harvesters. But scaling up the power output without making the devices bulky or impractical is a major focus. Then, there's the critical issue of safety and biocompatibility, especially for implantable devices. Anything we put inside the human body has to be completely non-toxic and stable over long periods. The body has a very effective immune system that's designed to attack foreign objects. So, these biobatteries need to be encased in materials that the body will accept without causing inflammation or rejection. This requires years of rigorous testing and development to ensure that these devices are not only effective, but also completely safe for long-term use. But every day, brilliant mind. Finally, there's the question of durability and longevity. How long can a sweat-powered sensor last before it degrades? How do we ensure an implanted biofuel cell continues to function efficiently for decades? These are complex engineering and materials science problems. Scientists are making progress, developing more robust materials, more efficient enzymes. The path from a lab prototype to a consumer product is long, but the journey has begun, and the momentum is building. So let's look ahead to the world this biobattery revolution could create. Imagine a future where the anxiety of a dying phone battery is a distant memory. Your smartwatch, perpetually charged by your movement and body heat, never needs to be taken off. Your health monitoring implants work seamlessly for your entire life, powered by your own biology. This technology offers a new level of freedom and resilience. For hikers, soldiers, or disaster relief workers in remote areas, having a power source that is part of them could be a life-saving advantage. It could also democratize access to personal power in developing regions, reducing reliance on unstable or non-existent electrical grids. This is more than just a new type of battery. It's a redefinition of our relationship with energy. For all of human history, we have sought external sources of power: fire, water, wind, fossil fuels, and the sun. And more clever designs. The future of power isn't in a grid or a socket. The biobattery revolution is here, and it promises a future where we are not just users of technology, but its living, breathing power source. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the future of energy. If you found this as mind-blowing as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the technology that's shaping our world. What are your thoughts on biobatteries? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious.